placeholders dynamically. These functions are part of the dynamic array engine, enabling complex data reshaping without manual copy-pasting. Tocall converts an array into a single column. Toro converts an array into a single row. WrapBrowse wraps a single row or column into a 2D array with a specified number of columns. WrapCalls, related, wraps a single row or column into a 2D array with a specified number of rows. The options are A. Tocall, B. Toro, C. WrapBrowse, D. Vendata. The answer is A, B, and C. Tocall, Toro, and WrapBrowse are legitimate array reshaping functions introduced to Excel. Vendata is a fictional term and does not exist in Excel's function library. In a lambda function, the final argument is always the. The lambda function allows you to create custom, reusable functions within Excel without needing VBA. Its syntax follows a specific structure. Equals lambda, parameter 1, parameter 2, calculation. Parameters. These act as placeholders for the values you pass into your custom function. Calculation. This is the final argument, defining the formula or logic that uses those parameters to produce a result. Possible answers are A. Name of the function, B. Calculation logic, C. First parameter name, D. Workbook reference. The answer is B. The final argument is always the calculation logic applied to the parameters. The other options are incorrect because the function name is defined in the name manager, not the formula itself, and parameters are defined before the calculation. What is the main benefit of using getPivotData instead of a direct cell reference, e.g., equals H10, to a pivot table? When you reference a cell inside a pivot table directly, e.g., equals H10, that reference is hard-coded to that specific coordinate. If you filter the pivot table or move fields, the data in cell H10 might change or become empty, breaking your formula. getPivotData solves this by referencing the data by its labels, e.g., sales for region, north, ensuring the formula retrieves the correct value regardless of the table's current layout. Here are the options. A. It keeps the reference correct even if the pivot table layout or filters change. B. It uses less memory. C. It allows you to change the data in the source table. D. It formats the cell automatically. The answer is A. getPivotData is dynamic and follows the data labels, whereas a direct cell reference is static and breaks if the table structure shifts. It does not inherently save memory, change source data, or apply formatting. What does equals round 13.5 return? The round function rounds a number to the nearest specified multiple. Syntax. Equals round, number, multiple. If the remainder of the division of the number by the multiple is greater than or equal to half the multiple, Excel rounds up. In the case of equals round 13.5, the nearest multiples of 5 are 10 and 15. Since 13 is closer to 15 than to 10, the result is 15. Choose array 1, array 2. Behavior. It takes the columns of the first array and places the columns of the second array immediately to the right. This is particularly useful when you have data in separate ranges or tables and need to consolidate them into a single view without manually copying and pasting. Let's review the options. A. To sort an array horizontally. B. To combine multiple ranges or arrays horizontally, side by side, into a single array. C. To hide rows in an array. D. To highlight specific values. The answer is B. Stack is specifically designed for horizontal concatenation. Sorting is handled by the sort function, and hiding rows or highlighting values are unrelated to array construction functions. Which function would you use to return only the first and third columns of a spilled array named hashtag data? The choose_calls function allows you to extract specific columns from an existing array or range. When working with spilled arrays, using the hashtag operator, this function provides a clean way to isolate only the data you need for a report or calculation. Syntax equals choose_calls array, column 1, column 2. Application. If you have a large dataset, you can use this to grab column 1 and column 3, effectively filtering out the unwanted columns in between. Let's review the options. A. Equals choose_calls, data hashtag 1, 3. B. Equals columns, data hashtag 1, 3. C. Equals filter calls, data hashtag 1, 3. D. Equals take, data hashtag 1, 3. The answer is A. Choose_calls is the correct function for selecting specific columns by index. Columns is a counting function. Filter calls does not exist, and take is used for extracting rows or columns from the edges, not specific non-contiguous indices. What does equals take A1, C10, 3 return? The take function is used to extract a specific number of rows or columns from the start or end of an array. It is a powerful tool for truncating data. Syntax equals take, array, rows, columns. Logic. A positive number for rows takes from the top. A negative number takes from the bottom. In the expression equals take A1, C10, 3, the function pulls the first 3 rows of the specified range. The options are A. The first 3 rows of the range. B. The last 3 rows of the range. C. The first 3 columns of the range. D. LA3. The answer is A. Take with a positive integer argument returns rows from the top of the range. It does not target columns unless specified in the third argument, nor does it return a single cell. What does equals drop A1, C10, 1 return? The drop function is the functional opposite of take. While take keeps a specific number of rows or columns, drop excludes them. Syntax equals drop, array, rows, columns. Logic. A positive number for rows removes rows from the top. A negative number removes rows from the bottom. Using equals drop A1, C10, 1 effectively removes the header, or the first row of the dataset, returning everything else. Possible answers are A. The first row only. B. The range with the first row removed. C. Only the errors in the range. D. The entire range deleted from the spreadsheet. The answer is B. Drop removes the specified number of rows from the start of the array. It does not delete data from the spreadsheet itself, nor does it filter based on content like errors. What does equals text split red blue green dash return? The text split function is designed to break a single text string into multiple parts based on a specific delimiter. This is highly effective for cleaning imported data where multiple values are stored in one cell. Syntax equals text split text delimiter row delimiter. Process. The function delimiter and returns all characters that follow the first occurrence of that delimiter. This is highly useful for splitting names, file paths, or delimited data strings. Choose between A. Smith, B. John, C. John Smith, D. Hashtag value. The answer is A. By using the space as the delimiter, the function isolates the text following it, resulting in Smith. The other options fail because they return the preceding text, the entire string, or an error that does not apply here. The map function is used to. The map function is a powerful tool for array manipulation. It iterates through each element in one or more arrays and applies a lambda function to transform those values. The result is a new array of the same size as the original, where each element has been processed individually. Refer to the diagram on screen. Possible answers are A. Show the location of the user. B. Apply a lambda to every value in an array and return a new array of results. C. Find the shortest route between two addresses. D. Change the background color of cells. The answer is B. Map is specifically designed for element-by-element transformation using a lambda. The other options describe unrelated features like geolocation, navigation, or cell formatting, which are not functions of the Excel calculation engine. The reduce function is used to. The reduce function is used to condense an entire array into a single output value. It works by maintaining an accumulator value that updates as it processes each element of the array through a lambda function. This is commonly used for tasks like calculating a grand total or concatenating a list of strings into one. Possible answers are A. Shrink the file size of the workbook. B. Aggregate an array into a single value by applying a lambda to each element. C. Delete empty rows. D. Subtract numbers from each other. The answer is B. Reduce is defined by its ability to aggregate data into a single result. It is not a file management tool, a data cleaning utility, or a simple subtraction function, making the other options incorrect. The scan function is similar to reduce, but it returns. While scan and reduce both use an accumulator and a lambda function to process arrays, they differ in their output. Reduce only provides the final result, whereas scan provides the intermediate results at every step of the calculation. This makes scan ideal for creating running totals or cumulative balances. Possible answers are A. An array of intermediate values, like a running total. B. Only the final total. C. A list of error locations. D. The same array as the input. The answer is A. Scan is distinct because it preserves the history of the accumulation process. The other options are incorrect because they describe the behavior of reduce, final total, or suggest unrelated functionality. Biro applies a lambda to each row in an array and returns. The Biro function is a powerful tool for processing data row by row. It takes an array and a lambda function, applying that function to each individual row. Because it processes each row independently and returns one result per row, the output is naturally stacked vertically, matching the number of rows in the source array. Refer to the diagram on screen. Let's review the options. A. Result 1, result 2, result 3. Choose between A. A single vertical array of results. B. A single horizontal array of results. C. The entire original array. D. A blank sheet. The answer is B. Because it operates on columns, the results are returned horizontally. Vertical arrays are produced by row-based functions, and the other options do not describe the function's output behavior. Macquarie 2, 3, lambda, R, C, R asterisk C returns a 2 by 3 grid. What is the value in the second row, third column? The Macquarie function creates a new array of a specified size, rows, columns, and populates it using a lambda function that takes the current row index, R, and column index, C, as inputs. In the expression Macquarie 2, 3, lambda, R, C, RC, the function calculates the product of the row and column index for every cell. For the cell in the second row and third column, the calculation is simply 2, 3. Choose between A5, B6, C2, D3. The answer is B. The function multiplies the row index, 2, by the column index, 3, resulting in 6. Other values are incorrect because they represent different cell coordinates or incorrect arithmetic operations. Modern dynamic array functions allow for calculations that previously required. Modern dynamic array functions, like filter, sort, gyro, and Macquarie, have fundamentally changed how Excel handles data. Previously, performing complex operations on entire ranges required either writing custom VBA macros or manually copying and pasting data across cells. These functions now handle these tasks natively, automatically spilling results into adjacent cells. Possible answers are A. Complex VBA code or manual data entry. B. A faster processor. C. More than one sheet. D. Advanced mathematics. The answer is A. These functions automate tasks that previously required manual intervention or custom programming. Processor speed, multiple sheets, and advanced math are not the primary constraints these functions were designed to solve. To perform a last-to-first search in lookup, what should the sixth argument, search underscore mode, be set to? The lookup function includes a search mode argument that dictates how the function traverses the data. 1. Search first to last, default. -1. Search last to first, reverse search. 2. Binary search, ascending. -2. Binary search, descending. Using -1 is essential when you need to find the most recent entry in a list or the bottommost match in a dataset. Choose between A1, B-1, C2, D-2. The answer is B. The value -1 specifically instructs lookup to search from the bottom of the array to the top. Other values correspond to different search behaviors like binary searching or the default top-to-bottom search. What is the unique capability of a lambda function compared to standard Excel functions? The lambda function in Excel allows you to create custom, reusable functions without needing VBA or Office scripts. Its most powerful feature is recursion, where a function can reference itself by name. This enables the creation of complex iterative logic, such as calculating factorials, processing nested arrays, or performing recursive searches directly within a cell formula. Possible answers are A. It can call itself recursion to solve complex iterative problems. B. It can change the color of the cell. C. It can delete other worksheets. D. It only works on Sundays. The answer is A. Recursion is the defining feature of Lambda, enabling self-referential logic. The other options are incorrect because Excel formulas are restricted to data calculation and cannot perform UI actions like changing cell formatting or modifying the workbook structure. Which operator search capabilities through its match mode argument. When you set the mode to 1, Excel performs an exact match or next larger item search. This is particularly useful for tiered data, such as tax brackets or closest value that is greater than or equal to your lookup value. The options are A. Exact match only, B. Exact match or the next smaller item, C. Exact match or the next larger item, D. Wildcard match. The answer is C. Setting the mode to 1 specifically targets the next larger item. Mode 0 is for exact matches only, and mode -1 is for the next smaller item. Wildcard matching is a separate mode, too. What is the main advantage of sort by over the standard sort function? While sort is limited to sorting an array based on its own columns, sort by decouples the sorting criteria from the data being returned. This allows you to sort a dataset based on an external range or a hidden helper column that you do not want to display in the final output. It provides significantly more flexibility for dynamic reporting. Possible answers are A. It can sort based on a range that is not included in the final output array. B. It can sort alphabetically. C. It is faster for small datasets. D. It automatically removes duplicates. The answer is A. Sort by is unique because it allows sorting by an array that is not part of the output. The other options describe features that are either common to both functions or not inherent to the sorting mechanism. In equals choose calls A1, D10, -1, what does the -1 return? The choose calls function is designed to extract specific columns from an array. A key feature of this function is its support for negative indexing. When you provide a negative number, Excel counts backward from the right side of the range. For example, -1 refers to the last column, -2 to the second to last, and so on. Choose between A. The first column, B. An error, C. The last column of the range, column D, D. The header row only. The answer is C. Negative indices in choose calls count from the end of the array toward the beginning. Therefore, -1 selects the final column in the specified range, while positive numbers would count from the left. Thanks for watching. With TestMole.com, you get everything in one place, from easy candidate invites and role-based access, to deep analytics and built-in anti-cheat mechanics. We'll assess code answers, free text responses, and issue verified certificates. Ready to simplify your hiring? Give TestMole a try. And one more thing. If you like this video and want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe.